what kind of person really should get into business? So if you're working for somebody else, right? Like what kind of person, how do you know if you should be an entrepreneur?
I don't think you know until you actually get into it. I think if you have enough confidence in what you do and you're good at something, I think you should venture into it on your own. I learned my work ethic from my father, because my father worked 2 jobs, and I would see my father in passing in the morning before I went to school, and my father never complained, ever. He never complained. He was working too much. He always provided for us. Like when I know you break this down into things, but when I was a kid, and if I wanted to play baseball, Little League, okay, at the time I didn't realize it, but if I needed a glove or I needed a pair of cleats or they were always there, or but that came from hard work from him, not from playing around or whatever. My father had a good work ethic, and I think that I picked up on that, and he taught me that. It's funny, when I graduated high school, your grandfather told me, hey, you have 3, and I was a good kid, but he said to me, you have 3 options. Took me on the side, never forget this. He took me on the side and he said to me, you graduated high school, you have 3 options. You could either go to college and live here rent-free and graduate college. We're willing to do that, me and your mother. You can go if you don't go to college, you have to get a full-time job, okay, and contribute, or join the Army. For me, this came out of left field because I never thought I never thought that my parents were looking at me in that respect. But it set the groundwork for me to say, you know what? Not that joining the Army's bad or all of the options were terrible, but I did a combination of both. But I always worked. I always, my parents did the best they could. But like when I wanted a pair of like Puma sneakers, I went out and worked. And I felt, how can I say? I felt a sense of accomplishment because I bought them. And that kind of served me well, and I tried to instill that in my children, and even to this day, I have good kids, and they have good work ethic, and so, again, that goes back. It equates back to your question as far as who should go into business. I think if you have good work ethic, and I think if you are dependable as a person, the sky's the limit. You can learn any trade. Obviously, when you're born, nobody knows anything, but you can learn any trade if you have the right mindset. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but whatever.